It's time to put your costume on and listen to the Longcast.
Welcome to the LongCon podcast, the podcast where we discuss conventions, cosplay, and other facets of geek culture. I am Kevin.
I am not Kevin, I'm Nick.
I am other not Kevin, known as Dale.
Or am I Dale or am I Nick?
Well, wait. What did you get, a 5 or a 6 when we rolled before?
A 5.
Oh, okay, then you get to be Dale.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
So it may be May now, but in April we had 2 conventions that we went to, so no podcast last month technically, even though this is, I guess we'll just do 2 this month.
This one could be for last month. It's fine.
Yes. So we went to Wizard World St. Louis, or St. Louis Comic-Con, rather. And then C2E2 was last weekend, and is that confirmed as our favorite con? Nick, I know it's your favorite.
It's mine right now.
Okay, because I love Dragon Con for a completely different reason.
Jess is playing Skyrim.
Good, Nick's got disembodied voices in his house that's really creepily laughing at us.
Yeah.
She's playing Skyrim. She can't hear you guys because I have the headphones, but she's playing Skyrim, so you're going to hear her yelling at bears a lot.
Oftentimes we yell at bears, child.
Yeah, we yell at those bears. We let them know how we feel about them.
And that's the podcast. Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
So I'm gonna run the St. Louis Comic-Con clips in the background here.
Chronologically?
So let's start the screen share business. Holy Jeebus! It goes on forever!
Now what's happening? Quick, everyone get Kevin's passwords.
Screen save.
And we're gonna turn this all the way down.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, it is.
With my long blonde hair. Oh, wait.
Alright, let me bring it up on my screen so that's all I see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably do that.
That's what I did.
And just click on this. Oh, Jeebus, it's doing it again. There we go.
See forever.
So,
Alright, I'm Nick. Blah, blah, blah. Listen to me.
yeah, exactly. The convention center that they had there was pretty big.
It was the St. Louis Rams football dome.
Yeah, it's where they play those sports things.
The sports ball games.
Yeah.
Science, sports grass.
Before we get too far, I just want to say that John Hodgman has a bunch of books about Ragnarok. They're comedy books, and one of his things that's gonna come before the Ragnarok is called the Nerd Jock Convergence. And so I tweeted him that I was at a Comic-Con in the St. Louis Rams Sports Dome, and that I put the hashtag Nerd Jock Convergence in Ragnarok, and he retweeted me. So
yeah, good.
Yes.
This really looks like we're just creepily following Steph.
We're gonna murder that blonde girl.
I will warn you now, there are a lot of butts in this video.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of following people.
Well, if you'd walk in front of us and turn around, it would have been easier.
Yeah, I suppose, but I just held the camera in place on my chest, so.
Mm-hmm.
What am I holding?
Yeah, even the lobby was pretty big. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call this. I'm just gonna call it a lot. Yeah, sure.
Oh, this was the place with the photo ops.
Yeah.
The floor with lines is what I called it.
Well, yeah, it was. It went all the way back to the wall there, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, wolf hat.
So talk about this costume.
This is it's from Team Fortress 2, but then within that it's like a specific video. I think it was a machinima. I'm not positive if it was or not.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. And it's basically called the Rabid Heavy Taming Engineer. And I mean, I'd show that video, but I'm already showing a video, so I can't do that. But yeah, it's just like there's a weapon called not the Force of Nature. There is one called the Force of Nature. The Warrior Spirit in TF2, and it's like bare hands. And then there's the wolf hat, which is the canine mane. And then Dale's got a bunch of different stuff for the engineer. TF2 is hats and accessories, and then you shoot people with those hats and accessories.
You shoot people with hats?
And accessories. You can put like little bears in pockets and stuff.
And who's this girl? Do we know her?
She follows me on DeviantArt. That's how I know her. That's
Okay.
Catherine.
Mhm.
So,
And what is she cosplaying?
a Dela Shelf from Dragon Age Origins.
All right. And so she's mad that you guys aren't in your Dragon Age stuff.
Yeah, basically, because he ran into us, and I think you'll see her later in this video, from Saturday. Basically,
And- Hold on now.
By the
Hold
way,
on.
with this without audio, just makes everything look really weird.
Hold
do you
on,
want-
Kevin.
Do you want me to put audio on there? I can.
Kevin, was that the droid she was looking for?
I believe so, because the other one is like exploded and has no head.
So it had a bad motivator unit.
Yeah, I have a bad motivator. Do you want me to put audio on this?
No, it's
Not
fine.
necessarily.
It's gonna be a lot of-
Yeah.
It's gonna be like noise. I can turn it way down. I can put it at like 10.
No,
We don't need audio.
Okay.
because we wouldn't be able to talk over it if we want to hear it, but we can't hear it unless you turn it up high enough. So it's not going to be worth it.
Right. So, anyway, yeah, she was wearing, I can't remember her name from Thor. Help me out, Nick.
Sif?
No, that's Missy. I
Jane
gave-
Foster?
Yeah.
Darcy?
So I'm bad with names. but-
Riga?
No, I'm bad with names.
Well, I'm also.
I
bad
just
with
named
names.
every female character from Thor, so.
Not that many. Yeah. Anyway, she's got like a dress, so that's what she wore on Saturday. So that's when she ran into us, not knowing that we were going to be at St. Louis Comic Con, and she recognized Dale and I. And then she's like, "I'm going to be at Dale Shelf tomorrow," and then we're like, "We're not going to be in Dragon Age tomorrow." So instead, hey, Dad.
Hey, that's me again.
Yeah, missed that video. So I edited this little clip last night before I went to D&D, and
Corky.
yep, it was funny. So I was like, trying to find music and stuff like that. And I found like really creepy music, and I'm like, oh no. So I decided to slow the video way down and put like a distortion on it, and then do some like visual distortion effects.
Yeah,
Really terrifying when you do the Shoney voice in slow-mo.
I can imagine.
And then I'm babbling and you're babbling, there's background noise, and Courtney is talking basically monotone on the phone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I thought you guys were staying in one place, but you weren't. It was all like that, and then in the background, it's like,
I want
and
to
then
see
there's
this.
like this No, I played it once, and Sony Vegas crashed, and I could not recover the file.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
So it was, yeah, you're just going to have to take me at my word that it was pretty terrifying.
Even computers hate crime against nature.
Yeah, apparently.
Did you guys notice that this con was fairly light on cosplay?
I did notice that. It was more of a traditional comic book convention.
I don't know. There wasn't really that many comic books, though, either.
Hmm.
It was more like memorabilia kind of stuff.
I suppose. What is that kid with the
And the
blue
Yeah, there was the
shirt on
standard
And Random Zoo, too.
standard wizard vendors.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does seem... Because I did see a lot of people I saw at C2E2 here,
Mm-hmm.
as vendor-wise.
Yeah.
Like that booth right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then this...
Yeah, they're at like ASEN, they're at like every single con in the Midwest.
Might as well.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna sell your wares, then yeah.
Need to. And then this is where we're coming up on the Sugar Glider. So part Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar Glider is on the other side of the con.
Oh, is it?
Isn't
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you're right. I'm
No,
thinking,
yeah, okay.
yeah, my
Yeah,
brain
you're
is on the other side. So,
I don't know.
but I recognize those three cosplayers.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh yeah, it's over there.
It's Johnny Depp.
Yep. And then apparently I didn't notice the sign that says no photography or videography over there. But I'm like, I'm going to throw it in the video anyway.
Good.
It'll only help their sales, if anything. They got little sugar gliders. They're like flying squirrels or whatever.
Yeah, they're little marsupials.
Yeah.
The best was Courtney wanted to get a bunch of them, and I told her she should keep them, like, she should get a big baggy coat, and then have 5 of them, and she can stick her arm out and send an army of sugar gliders out.
I also suggested this.
I'm
So
having
She apparently got doubled up on that.
I'm having Catherine here draw one of Varric shooting out sugar gliders from Bianca.
Oh, fantastic. There's the aforementioned sugar glider.
That thing is probably terrified.
It's like a tiny flying badger.
The thing just wants to hide in pockets.
Yeah.
And then everybody loved that wolf hat and those bare hands.
Well, of course.
The bare hands are the best because there's so many jokes you can make about bare hands.
Sure.
I'll kill you with my bare hands.
What do you... And not the wolf? You can go around
The wolf
and
is-
gonna huff and puff and blow your flame.
Well, Courtney's friend was like, I want to put on that wolf hat and those bare hands, and I want to wolf out at people. And I'm like, wolf out? I don't even know what that means, but okay.
His name was Brandon.
Oh, I was gonna say Courtney had friends, and then I remembered he was in here.
He was
Mistake.
he was there to meet Jason David Frank, as you can see by his little picture there that he
Yeah.
did.
The White Ranger.
He also
White
met,
Power
Lou Ferrigno too.
Yeah.
We tried to get him to sign like the Green Power Ranger, but he wouldn't. He would
It's
only
Kimmel.
sign his own stuff.
Yeah.
You're the captain, not the pilot.
And Seth.
We found this kid and we decided to take it home with us.
Was he in the vendor area?
Yeah, it came with a stroller. It was like a buy one get one kind of a thing.
That's convenient. That's just
I know.
good. They take care of their customers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she did
Why?
the Fen
terrifying.
Mao.
And
And here we have cosplay for us all.
Con family. Good
Yep.
times. So yeah, this is essentially what we did at this con. It was like walk around a lot and then sit down.
Well, and then we saw the huge fun cosplay contest or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've got that clip in here too.
Okay.
Where we're just standing off to the side because we didn't.
I
want
was
to
at
do it.
this
One part.
I was at this con for a very different reason.
Yeah. Why don't you explain that, Nick?
See, I was there because the other person who was there was named Fillion.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him, and he signed my poster, and I took a photo op, and everyone loved it, and everything was great, and nothing hurts.
You should pull that up. Oh yeah, we went out for coffee too.
Well, went on for.
So that was all Sunday, and now I'm doing Saturday. I don't know why I flip-flopped it, but I think it was because I wanted to intro the us walking in or walking out first.
Yeah, this is like going
So,
backwards in time.
Yeah. So there's Catherine's other costume.
There you go, boy. Or Nick, who is that?
That's currently Courtney, but
Yeah,
Oh.
that's quirky.
No, in the movie or whatever.
Go on. Go on.
What?
Never mind.
I'm just saying,
Catherine on the right. What's? Do you recognize the costume from Thor?
opposed to C or D or A.
Um,
To roll or B.
looks like it's moving around a lot. The gold like that, she might be Frigga.
I think
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
She's, you know, the mom. I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
This is not going to end well.
But
That's
with
what-
people
that's what I
with
thought.
names, I was gonna say Frieza. So I mean, it's fine.
Frieza is in the background too, I think. Right?
No, that's Vegeta. That's
Oh,
a female Vegeta back there, and she had a Saiyan son with her. That she had,
Aren't most Vegetas female?
Nick. I know where you live now. I've been there twice.
I think he's asking, honestly, like, aren't most like Vegeta cosplayers female?
No,
Was that?
I've
Or
only
was
seen
that making a pun?
Oh,
See, you should always assume the worst.
all right, fair enough.
Did you want me to pull up that picture, Kevin?
I was literally about to say, why don't you pull up that picture?
I have it pulled up.
All right. I mean, there's not much after, or much left in this video, so you can just show it after that.
I thought you were gonna pull up a picture with a bunch of female Vegetas.
Yeah, all in one place.
I have the picture. I'm like, what?
And this is roll the dice and to rival goat simulator.
So we're walking around. I suppose I could skip this because it's just kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's something. Oh, we did meet the two people who dressed up as from The Hobbit. Do you remember them? Boy.
At Wizard World, St.
Yeah.
Louis.
Yeah. They were dressed up from two characters, and they dress up as Dragon Age characters too, but they didn't bring theirs that day.
Might have to what?
But they might be at Dragon Con, they said.
What?
And Nick's got his picture up.
Yeah, switch to me quick.
And then they get reblogged and passed around.
This one. There you go.
It's the
Okay. Huh?
Yeah, it's there. It's up on my screen. There you go.
And that was my picture. Jay put it on the Firefly subreddit, and there wasn't even any mean comments.
Which is
Yeah,
surprising.
it looks like Nathan
And
flew
also-
off apart though.
Here we got Jane.
Adam Baldwin.
Yep.
His
So
teeth.
got those two.
The teeth.
Yes.
Adding to your collection.
So, how many more signatures do you need now, or are you done? Or do you got to get River?
I need. No, I got River. I just need Ron Glass, who's the Shepherd, and he's going to be at DragonCon. And then I need Gina Torres, who is Zoe, and I don't know where she is. She's going to be at Fan Expo Texas, but I don't have enough money to go there. So.
Gotcha.
There's a Goku.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, you gonna try to get Joss Whedon too?
Where's Vegeta and Trunks?
Well,
Male
that
one.
would be magical.
Right. There is an unbelievable amount of lens flare going on right now.
But J.J. Abrams direct this podcast?
Yeah, I guess. Or just this GoPro clip, because none of the other ones had obnoxious lens flare.
Maybe that's
I
why
feel
you're
like that joke was too easy.
It was. Any lens
Yeah.
flare thing, you just direct at J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams likes lens flare.
All of his lens flares are horizontal, though, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some vertical and horizontal and whatever. Diagonal. Look at that. There's a diagonal one.
All the lens flare. Alright, here's this is the costume contest. Those are all the people lined up. And
Okay.
basically, Dale was saying how what we should do is acquire, be it from whatever means, a volunteer shirt, and put that on. One of us put that on, and then be very in character with that costume, and lead all of the cosplayers on some journey after we figure out where they're supposed to go, and lead them to a different place, and then whoever else goes in, and there's no competition.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That is so delightfully evil.
I know.
Yep. So we would split the prize 50-50.
Yes. Even though you said 2030 in that video, and I didn't catch it until I was editing it. I'm like, wait, what? Where's the other 50 going?
To me,
Party fun. Party fun. Saw her reflection in there. So,
Yeah. And then she realized it's a camera.
Yeah. She didn't realize you had it on video, I think.
Yeah.
She thought it was just a picture.
well, where the heck was she during C2E2? I didn't have any.
I don't think she came.
She couldn't come to C2E2, unfortunately.
There was like no Thor cosplayers there. Me and Misty and like 3 other people.
One of her parents had like a birthday or something, so she couldn't.
Stop screaming. Oh god. Oh, God.
Nice meeting you. To infinity and beyond.
Good. Do we want to take that question from Robert?
Yeah, might as
Sure.
well. We're halfway through.
Okay.
Well, at least the video wise or con wise.
Okay. So Robert wanted to know notifications. Issues faced by male costumers, same as females? Question mark. How do they differ?
Well, clothing would probably be the biggest answer there. Costumes are definitely a lot different when it comes to female to male kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you think
Well,
about it,
If I've seen plenty of cross players, both on whatever on either side, but say like they were both wearing the same costume. I mean, would you?
if they're wearing the same costume as me, I don't think it would fit them.
You get what I'm saying though?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think
So say you have a male Vegeta and then a female Vegeta who's not trying to do like sexy Vegeta or whatever. They're just trying to be true to like a character. So
Mhm.
you have like 2 people of opposite gender cosplaying the same character and
Taylor
I can actually answer this within the confines of our own group. Because
Okay.
Carissa was wearing a male costume, and I was wearing a male costume.
Fair
we
enough.
both had boots, we both had pants, we both had shirts, we both had coats.
I don't believe you both had pants.
Well, the part of us that was on camera
Oh, okay. All right.
was clothed at least. But yeah, there's the same amount of stuff. If you do the same thing, it's the same thing. Like I don't know.
I'm wondering if Robert means something more along the lines of interaction between other people, not as in wearing stuff.
It just says issues faced by male costumers and female cosplayers. So I mean, it could be either. It could be like just wearing the costume in general, or like issues faced, like problems with other people.
I'd say that female cosplayers probably have a lot more problems with other people.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I think that male cosplayers get touched a lot more without consent. Like, there's plenty of...
I'm assuming most just don't care as much.
Right. I mean, like, if someone came up to me, like, people have jumped and hugged you and I without asking.
That is called a glomp.
But yeah,
you should have that looked at by a doctor, all right? But,
I'm sorry, sir. It's glomps. No.
So you're saying I'm invincible?
No. The slightest breeze can kill you.
It really doesn't. I mean, like I said, if someone wants to come up and hug me, it doesn't bother me. But I could definitely see it bothering other people, especially like female cosplayers, because I'm sure they're worried about being molested and stuff.
Groped or whatever.
Which is much more likely to happen.
Right.
Because
well,
there's a lot of creepy people
if
out
you're
there.
hugging around the waist, you don't see that too often. It's mostly like, same height kind of hug, and then hands are in this region. So.
Well, there's no height kind of hug for you. It's either lower or really.
Yeah, you have to
People
hug
like
me
to hug
around
you,
the tummy.
shins.
Hug me around the waist.
Yeah.
Little one.
It's okay. I've got a cod piece on my Alistair costume.
Yeah, the crotch cooter.
Yeah. Okay, so armor. At least in full plate mail. At least in full plate mail, the elbow piece is called a cooter. So Dale just started calling all armor bits whatever, followed by that word.
It was just easier that way.
Yeah. It's
The chim.
Couter, and Nick's like, well, I'm not gonna call it that, so he started calling it a chim, which is
Well,
yeah.
it's got an ass cooter, is all I'm saying.
What was the name I made up
That's
for
not problem.
the line on the sword?
It was a ramble.
The ramble.
Yeah. I was talking about the fuller, which is the I actually don't have a sword within reach.
That's weird.
Wait, maybe I do.
No, of course.
Okay, there's not one on this Nerf sword, but the fuller runs along here, and some people call it the blood groove. But yeah, there you go, Dale. Dale's got a fuller. Dale, pull
Is
that
it a
back
blood
out.
groove?
So that thing in the middle is called a fuller, or Nick has called it, the ramble.
The ramble.
And
Or ruddle.
speaking
It's a
of
regional thing.
rambling, we are definitely doing that.
We have to go to commercial.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I've gotten a little bit weirded out with some people.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Well,
especially the
happened.
screamers.
Yeah. When we met Kristen, and she literally screamed, and
I warned
dashed
you.
at us.
I warned you because I saw her ahead of time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's coming. And then all of a sudden you just hear, and like one of those sirens that swing, So.
Those sirens that swing.
Yep.
The Sirens of Swing sounds like a group.
I mean the sirens that sing, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it could go either way, but as far as that issue
Well-
goes, I think that's more predominant with girls.
well,
Just as a
I
whole.
think I think the difficulty that we're having answering the question
Is we're all dudes.
probably points to the fact that we don't have an issue with this very much.
well, but if you remember Wendy's story, you guys remember that?
Which one?
The one where about Pyramid Head, with
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah,
wearing it opposed to her. I don't know what her son's name is.
Travis.
Yeah, where a bunch of cougars ran up to him and started feeling his abs and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an issue, but at the same time, I feel like it's definitely worse for women opposed to guys. Because, like,
Yeah.
I really don't care. Unless someone's grabbing my junk, it's really not
Yeah.
an issue for me. Or, we're pulling on my, destroying my costume. Then
Yeah, well, that would be a problem. And I've heard stories about like people doing that, but I mean, not not out of like, hey, I want to cop a feel, but they were just being malicious.
Right.
So that's a completely different thing. But for Varric, I'm assuming it would be right here, Dale. And then you're like, this is totally in character. Grope away at my chest hair.
That's happened plenty of. Maybe we should just do the thing shirtless from now on.
I think so.
Um,
I'd watch that movie.
so, Robert, I hope that answers your question.
Well,
Unless you guys have any other points you want to
the thing, so we did that, but the other thing is, I think male costumes versus female costumes without doing the gender swap kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's talking about that kind of issue as well, where it's definitely harder, I would say, for females because there's a lot less, so it's a lot easier for something to break or rip. Where, I mean, if you think about your and my costumes, there's usually a lot. Now, stuff can happen in bad things, but if our stuff rips or breaks, we're not worried about flashing half of the crowd or something like that.
I gotcha, yeah. It depends how skimpy the costume is. If
Right, no,
if
I
you're
know.
Going off of that, 'cause-
Kevin, who's that guy who does the fix her armor thing?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. There's a Tumblr out there, Dale, where it's a guy or a girl, I can't remember, who's basically going back in and taking like popular culture like armor sets for girls.
Okay.
Where it's like, I'm in a chainmail bikini, and basically turning it into real armor as, like, practical armor, I should say, not
Like
real
Aveline.
armor. But, yeah, so, and they used Aveline as one of the examples of, like, this is good armor. Like, this is practical. Like, if I get stabbed with a sword, it's going to prevent that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as opposed to, I'm wearing a chainmail bikini. If you don't hit me here, then I'm pretty much going to bleed everywhere and probably die.
It's alright. She's more focused on dex than armor, so.
Sure. But I do know what you're talking about, Nick. So
Yeah.
that is a cool Tumblr.
You should roll the C2E2.
All right. So all of your stuff pertains to C2E2.
Well,
Yeah.
I figure at this point there's going to be a lot more footage of C2E2 than it is. Of
Yeah, I've got like 45 minutes of C2E2, and we've been going. I haven't been keeping track of how long we've been running. So
Well, we started at 9 o'clock, so.
no, we didn't.
By the way, it's almost 11, so that's why
Yeah.
it was funny.
I'm assuming we started around 10:30.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so 20 minutes in. We're hoping, and then everybody's gonna look at like the time on the YouTube channel and they'll be like, "Oh no, you're
Oh no,
doing
we
wrong."
went over by like 20 minutes.
Whatever.
People like long
We're gonna
podcasts.
lose our one subscriber. Jessica's gonna watch this later.
Yeah.
She doesn't watch it.
So
I know.
overall, like to sum up Wizard World St. Louis, it was very expensive for 2 days. Like very expensive. It was like $96,
No.
something like that.
Oh god, they're coming. They heard us talking about them.
When you're wrong, all right. That's the whole weekend is $96. If
Okay.
you wanted to just buy a 2-day pass, it was $110. So you just buy the 3-day one, and I'm sorry, but like Dragon Con's like $100 for like 4 days.
I spent $325 for my badge.
Well, you're an exception because you went and got autographs, but Dale and I just went
Yeah,
to the
but-
con.
My poster is signed now.
Until I steal it and sell it on eBay for like $5. Okay,
So-
next left, we are now joined by the Serenity poster.
Yeah, the Cast of Serenity.
More interesting and has more of a personality.
Aww.
River,
Dale.
what do you have to say?
Yeah, you do the splits like River, and then we'll talk about you
I'm
having.
not doing the splits.
Not
I'll
you,
do
Nick!
Let's get this party started.
Ladies.
Ladies.
So, given that and the, like Dale and I just walked around. That's basically all we did, and you know,
Well, you did.
okay. Well, I walked around. I met a couple people, and as a whole, it was like, it was fun hanging out with friends, as any con is. But
I
as
bought a
a
couple
whole,
of things and got a thing signed, too.
what did you get signed?
My book. Hold on.
This was C2E2, though.
Yeah, that's.
Well,
We're talking Wizard World St. Louis right now.
goddamn, get over it. Go back to C2E2.
That's what I said. Yeah, we're done with
I literally said to sum up, and then yada yada yada. So it was all right.
All right.
C2E2 on the other hand,
Was
And
cheaper.
I'll roll the beautiful bean footage. And
Yeah.
thank you to Jen for running around with the GoPro while we were all in costume. So
Well, also
except for the one bit in here that was Jess. And I
Yeah,
think
the
other
costume
bits, when you
contest
guys-
part.
Well, no, you'll see it. It'll be in the corner. I should probably screen share this. That would probably help.
It would be helpful.
Also, thank you to Carissa for letting us stay at her house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that was awesome.
Carissa.
Good job, guys. Way to pay attention.
Thank you for putting up with all of us. All right, there, Infinity.
Yay!
So,
All right. Then we got David with his Harry Dresden costume.
He's playing the Burger King guy. Or
Yep, the Burger King.
Yeah.
Jess with the Isabella costume that lasted about 5 minutes.
let me double check that I have this set too.
She, I gotta admit, she was in there fairly longer than I thought she was gonna end up.
Well, what was it at Dragon Con? Like the costume started breaking or something, and she's like, "Well, I'm done."
Yeah,
Yep.
it started falling
Yeah.
apart.
And that kind of ties into what you were saying, Dale. Like, especially with Isabella, it's like, yeah, there's not much to this costume right now. There's
Right.
a lot of jewelry. There's a lot of
like-
intricate jewelry and stuff like that, but it's
Right.
like a shirt. And if the shirt is breaking, you were done in that costume.
I mean, she's got a bra underneath, so it's
Yeah.
not like she's in danger of flashing.
Right.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where you're like, I'm gonna just look like Isabella, the walk of shame Isabella or something.
Or when I had to pull off the pajama Alistair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wizard
The
World
first
Comic
time
Con.
you pulled
Wizard World
off
Chicago.
Emma Alistair.
Yeah, Wizard World Chicago in 2010, I think.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, it was 2010 because then I re-debuted it 2011 at ASEN.
hmm
So I remember I had to wear the wig because my head was shaved for McTavish. So
So, anyways, Jess is Isabella here. That's
Yep.
Jen carrying it, and who's coming in every quarter of a second.
yeah,
That's Bly with his armor degrading. And
Yeah.
And his new sword.
yep, my new sword. Just made of polypropylene instead of Nerf foam. And David with his Dresden costume.
Where was I from
Yeah.
this? I already.
I think you were. I don't know where you were. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
where am I?
Unless I was coming down later, but I remember that costume. Unless I'm just behind Jen the whole time.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you were at the beginning of the clip, and then we split off. So yeah, you're back there somewhere. Did
And I
somebody
noticed
stop
this
you for a picture or something?
Well, okay. So the first day, Bly wanted to be the hunter.
Oh yeah, my hunter
But-
from Hellgate, London, and I, like a doofus, with no sleep, decided that I was not going to make sure I had everything I needed, and I wound up forgetting my undersuit. That everything, all of my armor pieces snap into. So I had all of my armor, but nothing to attach it to. So there's no possible way I could have. I could have basically worn the hood with the goggles and stuff, and that's about it.
Well, we could have hot glued it to your Alistair armor.
No.
Yeah, we could have. We you
No.
don't want us to.
No.
And then, that's Special He-Man, standing right next to other Special He-Man.
No.
Someday. Bly.
There you are, Dale.
Yep. No, I saw myself.
Okay.
So, and then the first day, Nick was Mel, I was Jane, and we saw like one other. We saw like a Kaylee. That's it.
Yeah, there was a Kaylee in the dress, and then I think there might have been one Kaylee in the coveralls.
Yes, because I remember one took a picture of me and I saw the other one in the dress. So that is true.
Also, I broke my toe right before I came to this convention too.
Did you actually break it, or did you just?
I haven't checked, but the thing is still swollen, so
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's broken.
You were
He
able.
was hobbling around.
You were able to flex it though, which leads me to believe that you didn't break it. You just.
Yeah, well, I've asked a few people who have broken toes, and they're like, well, you can still move it if it's broken, but it doesn't. Yeah, but it's like there's fractures, so I mean, it's still pretty swollen now, and it's been over a week and a half.
Do you want to tell the
You should
story of
maybe
how
go
you
to a
broke it?
doctor.
Okay, so is this going to be my roommate story of the con.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, we'll allow it.
All right. Oh, I got more to that too, and we'll
Okay.
get to that with this story. So, anyways,
All right, Nick.
Uh,
when you see Jess, look at the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
anyway.
Dale, continue. It'll
Okay.
make sense.
So, anyways, the dryer started acting up in our house, and it started doing the whoop, 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 where it started violently shaking like it's having a seizure. So I wanted to make sure everything was going to work properly, so I ran 2 loads of laundry and would check up on it every now and then to make sure, no fire was going to happen while I was gone, because I knew what would happen was
Ah.
it would burn down while I was gone. So I checked it. The very last thing I did before I left was check the washer just to make sure I'm okay. And I turned the corner and my pinky toe on the left side slammed into this plank of wood, and I've never yelled so loud in my life, and I punched the dryer because it was its fault.
And now the dryer stopped working.
Well, I have a feeling my roommate did that. So later on, it basically turned black and blue and all kinds of colors and the whole thing, and
Yeah, it was kind of like an octopus, where it was just changing camouflage.
Exactly. So that was fun. So I get a text Sunday saying, "Oh, the dryer's broken." I'm like, "Okay, that's nice." And she's like, "Oh, but we're getting one on Tuesday when you come home." And I'm like, "All right, fine, whatever." So come Tuesday, we're not getting a dryer because she bought a gas one instead of an electric one.
Oh boy.
And we still don't have a dryer still. We have the old one, and I was thinking about plugging it in and just seeing if it works. Like, she's just crazy.
And we never heard from Dale again.
Yeah, pretty much. But basically, I mean, it's supposed to come now. It's supposed to come on Monday because all the days they were trying to deliver it, we couldn't. We weren't going to be at the house. So
I see.
yeah, that's
Here's
what
my arm. You can see how terrible those splints are up close.
That's your
Yeah.
belt. That's how bad. That's the belt that looks horrible. All right, and then this is right where they don't check Bianca.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. Do you want me
Yeah.
to actually turn on the audio, because you can hear what you
Yeah,
said?
go ahead.
All right. So.
There's Barf. We can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Terrible
That's the-
tactic.
It's like, is that a gun? And you're like, no. And you just keep walking, and he's like, okay. And then he stops me, and I'm like, yeah, it's just a plastic sword. He's like, I can see that, and then he zip ties my sword.
Jess was just talking about that Sandman guy a little while ago, and now I see him.
Yep.
So this is essentially C2E2, and everybody just kind of stops once they get in there, instead of continuously moving.
Oh, instead of getting to the side.
Barf.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not as bad as we were going down the down escalator, and a guy dropped a box with comic books, and they
Oh,
sort of
no.
went over, and he stopped at the bottom of the escalator, and we were like, "Dude, get out of the way! Get out of the way, dude! Dude, get out of the way!"
Oh, no.
I basically had to climb over him.
Wow.
You should have just pushed him over. I'm sorry.
I did. I was climbing over. I literally climbed over him.
Like I can understand stairs up maybe a little bit because it's not a moving machine, but it's literally forcing people down upon you.
Yeah.
Pro tip: don't drop things on the escalator.
It's like
That'll just sweep them all out of the way with one fell swoop and then pick them up.
Yeah. Alright, so we got Kevin's
Scott hanging
cardboard
out.
splintering
Yeah.
out there, falling apart.
We got
Due
Ash.
for a redo.
Yep. Working on that this year.
Mine
Fingers
is-
crossed. Robert, I gotta call you or text you or something like that. We gotta figure that out if you still want to help me. So, because I know Robert's listening.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to talk about one of my things here because it doesn't matter when I talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we went down into the lobby. First time it was me and Missy. And we were walking and we were behind this old guy. And we were like, man, this guy is old. And then we looked and it's like, man, this guy is Stan Lee. So we walked through the whole lobby behind Stan Lee, and he got in an elevator. And then the next morning, Jess and I were walking behind Stan Lee, and then Nicholas Brendan, who's Xander on Buffy, was getting coffee when we were getting coffee. And Jess is like, "Is this my coffee?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's your coffee." And then he took the other coffee, and he's like, "See you guys," and he ran away.
Well, that's entertaining.
So that was a couple of the celebrities I saw in the lobby. The other one was Molly Quinn, who plays Alexis on Castle, who's Nathan Fillion's daughter on Castle. And so I just went up to her and I was like, "Oh, hey, Molly Quinn, look at this." And I showed her my Nathan Fillion picture. And then I immediately became super embarrassed. And I was like, "What?" In my head, I was like, "What am I doing?" So then I ran away from her.
Look, you've never met this person before.
Yeah, I walked up to her, I was like, "Hey, Molly Quinn, look at this." And then I was like, "Wait, what?" So, yeah. But then I kept seeing her in the lobby, and she looked bored, so maybe she was entertained by the brief second of madness that I offered.
She still thinks about it to this day.
I hope I never see that crazy man again.
She's like, "I don't care about your dumb photo op." No, she was
Yeah,
really
we're
nice.
we're gonna take it.
Like, yeah, I can take those every day if I want to.
Yeah. My weirdness aside, she was really nice. So if anyone ever meets her, she's not a jerk.
And then, I guess I could talk about my meeting someone at this point too. So this is the same.
Fire into it.
There is a part
Do it.
of when we're over by the autograph area if you want to wait for that, but honestly you can't see her, so it doesn't matter. You can
Do it.
talk
I don't
about
even
it.
know if she was there because remember she was gone because they had that photo op going.
Yeah, she was getting ready for the photo op stuff.
So, anyways, I met the voice actor for Meryl, and I guess she's in Torchwood or something like
Yep.
that. I don't know.
Eve Miles.
Yes, that is how most people know her, but we, with the exception of Nick, because Nick, I'm assuming you know her from Torchwood.
I know her name, the actress of Eve Miles.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dale and I know her from Dragon Age.
Yes.
Dragon Age 2 specifically.
So do I. I haven't
I
seen
went-
Torchwood.
I went with Michelle, someone else we've also met. She's one of other cosplayers we met here at C2E2, and went and got Eve Miles to sign my tome. So I got her sign that, and she was very impressed with your book, Fly. I told her you made it, but I mean, she didn't know who you were yet, so
Okay.
it didn't work out that well.
Did she recognize you as Varric?
I think so.
Okay.
She recognized herself on here, and she wanted to sign on there. So
You're actually showing the camera, aren't you? Because
yes,
this
yes.
is broadcasting off of my feed, so all anybody can see right now is this video.
Oh, God damn it! All right, go.
So yeah, I will pause it for now, and then I'll go back because there's a point in. All right, go Dale.
All right. So first signature, and
You got a
she was
heart.
yes, she was very impressed by the craftsmanship of the book, Fly.
I altered a sketchbook.
Yes. So and then
I
she-
sacrificed one empty sketchbook for you, Dale.
Yes, your sacrifice will not be in vain.
Yeah.
So I showed her. Then I'm like, well, it's all blank except for the inside where it shows Varric telling the story. And she's like, "Is that me?" And she pointed to her character. Other
Yep.
way.
Yep.
And she reached to go down and sign it, even though I didn't pay for 2 autographs or whatever.
Mhm.
And she looked at me, and I'm like, "No, it's fine. Go ahead and sign it."
Now you know you need to get all of the voice actors.
I do. Unfortunately, I do.
You've indebted yourself like Nick has.
Yeah.
Welcome
So-
to the club.
But
It
the
is
thing is, I don't think
amazing.
I'm ever really going to see any of the other voice actors.
Nah, they go
I
to
know.
cons.
Brian Bloom has gone to cons before. He's the
Okay.
voice actor for Varric, and I'm assuming you would want to meet him
Yes, I
because
must.
his normal voice is basically Varric.
I must meet the other me.
Yeah. All right, back to video.
Which
Feed.
Steph has texted me before as well. She's like, "This is really weird. It's like playing Dragon Age."
Ah,
All
what
right,
is that?
I gotta turn the fan back on. For some reason, my CPU thinks it's reheating, and the only way to fix that is for me to take the computer apart and get the dust out of it.
All right, so we all see Ron right now, our friend Ron.
Yeah. We tried
So-
to call him, but he couldn't hear us. So
Yeah. Well, we essentially play a game with him every con where we try to see which of us can see him first,
Mm-hmm.
and he will strafe us with photographs most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if we can sneak up on him, I don't know. It's just like a game we developed without
There he
actually
is.
saying it.
Jess and I
Ronald
got
Liddell, freelance
reached away from
photographer.
him before he saw us. But
And then-
Ron is the best photographer I've ever
He
met.
should. Yeah, he is.
So that's Laura and Jesse,
Jerry.
Jerry, Phil. That's Laura and Phil. In
They're in their Mass Effect costumes.
So
Jerry has the market cornered on Volus costumes.
I'm pretty sure Laura has the market cornered on Solarian.
Solarian.
Because
She's
that's
got the build for
absolutely
it
the
for
best
sure.
Solarian I've ever seen.
Because Solarians in Mass Effect are very, very thin.
also
And,
known
Yeah.
She's got the right build for it. Yeah, there's Ron doing his selfie thing that he always does with his DSLRs.
oh God,
Oh, there's Jerry
they're people.
doing his Judge Dredd angry face.
hmm
The law.
And then Laura's explaining where she can see out of there's like two tiny holes.
Yeah. That's actually really good considering it's just like a paper.
Yeah.
put
I mean, you
over
can tell
Yeah.
it's paper, but from a distance,
Only if you're close
works
enough.
perfectly. Yeah, exactly. There's a shepherd in the background there. So, can't remember what it was. Oh, on Sunday, Dale and I tried to troll Ron in our TF2 costumes,
Mhm.
and he wound up essentially trolling us because we entered his photo booth, and he's like, "All right, you're gonna do this and this and this now," and it was really awkward.
What are you talking about? That was not awkward.
It was funny, but it was like those were awkward photos.
I hit you in the face with a steak.
Those photos were
Yeah, that
amazing.
was funny, but he's like, "All right, now lick his steak,"
And it was
and it's like,
He totally got me though, by the way, on Saturday because I didn't
Oh, yeah.
see him, and all of a sudden I heard Nick, and I was like, I lose. But then he took some pictures, so now I have some pretty sweet pictures.
and Ron took a picture of my ass. So I mean, I think I won here.
That was for his private collection.
It really might be because I didn't see when I went to Ron's like fan page or whatever. It's not there. All
pretty
the
sure
other
it's up
ones
now.
are, but not that one.
I think that one's up now.
Well, I saw it on. I think I saw it on your page or whatever, or Nick's page. One of you guys found it or something like that, but it wasn't like on.
I just got tagged in it, is all. So,
Gotcha.
but I do remember. I remembered looking for all of them at first, but he just posted like the one of me getting hit in the face with the steak that you tossed, which was like perfect timing. We only had to do that one twice. And then the second one was you with your toolbox in black and white.
Yep.
Which actually looked really cool. So.
Yeah, it did. I was really pleased on how it came out. So,
Yeah.
in case anyone doesn't know, that's Bianca I'm holding there, and the reason she's strapped down is because she has the potential to poke 4 people's eyes out at once.
Yet they did not restrain her.
Nope. It's not a gun. It's a crossbow.
It's essentially a gun.
Oh,
Oh,
words is
there's Dale's chest hair.
Yep, there we go.
And then me explaining that he actually does have it. Because
See?
the most hate we get is because people don't think you have any chest hair.
Well, and I think that's a problem just because of the wig. So they're expecting to see like blonde chest hair on there, where it's obvious I have black. Or
They're expecting to see a fountain of chest hair. Varric does not have a fountain of chest hair.
no.
It is not a font of hair. It's like there's chest hair, but that's
And
it.
well,
It's
it's also
normal looking
blonde,
chest
too.
hair.
So, like I said,
His hair it's black. His chest hair is black.
all right.
You can pull up a
Now we're
screenshot if
in
you
the
want.
weird
It's
fan
dark.
territory here.
And there's Steph.
Oh yeah, she did so much work on that wig.
Yeah, I can tell. I do not like Cersei, but she did a good job.
Yeah, I don't like Cersei either. I'm sure we'll get plenty of hate from that. But,
Probably.
It's okay, people. I like her. Just move on. We don't need any hate mail. Here's Dawn. She did Marjorie. There's Brad in the back was Robert Baratheon, and Kelsey was Arya.
He was
And-
extremely in character when we went up to the Murphy's suite.
Yes.
When Jen and I got back from hanging out with my friends, we went up there. He was just like, he looked like he was about to pass out if he wasn't
Yeah,
there.
he was really tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only got like 3 hours of sleep in the last like 2 days or something like that. He said.
Yep.
So, But I think we're both wrong. It's brown.
Is it brown?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
Close
at. Right
enough.
now. Yeah. And there's Derpalus.
Yeah, I don't know what Jen's doing there. Eventually we start. There she goes. It's like I don't know what we're doing. I just
Well,
basically
random
just dropped
stuff.
these in here because I didn't have much time to edit it today. So like I could probably trim heads and tails on these video clips, but whatever.
So this
So
is around,
This area we hung out a lot at on
well, you were waiting.
Yeah.
Sunday, I think. Was it Sunday or was it
that was
Saturday?
on Saturday. That was
Saturday.
Malakath.
Yeah.
Bly, of course it's Saturday. We're not in our TF2 stuff.
Yeah, I realized that after I said it.
Okay.
I realized I didn't get any video footage on Sunday.
You were waiting for Sam because someone wanted you to sign the calendar to make your ego bigger.
He wanted the calendar signed. She asked me, "Is this cool?" And I'm like, "If you want me to, sure."
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're thinking of Tanya, who wanted the calendar signed.
Right, I know.
I
Someone
don't-
wanted their calendar signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friend.
That's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it was even weirder to see it in person. So I mean,
Oh, boy.
I don't think I got any video of Sam's Morgan costume though, which is a bummer because she did a really good job on that.
yeah, you
I
don't.
don't see I haven't seen myself in any of this video.
This is all.
This is just Jen and I in this clip, I think, because I don't know where you guys went, so we were like, all right, we'll walk around.
I was probably with you. Because the only time I left was to go do the book thing.
She spun around and I didn't see you at all, so.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense though, because we haven't seen Sam at all.
Irrelevant. Anyway, C2E2 this year for like the first year did something called the Crown Championship of Cosplay.
Oh,
Basically
Do we really want to
Cost-
get into that?
yeah,
right
we do.
now?
Costume contest with money prizes. I mean, when we were in the IGN costume contest in 2011, there was money for first place.
Yeah.
And being that we were in second place, we got a bunch of like comics from Lens Crafters, as the Simpsons would say.
Biclops.
yeah, Biclops. You know, we basically won that. That was our second prize.
Yeah.
First prize
There
was
was
1,000.
there was a lot of stuff that it was all like anime stuff, and I'm like, I don't care
Yeah.
about any of this stuff. And then Missy was
But
like,
this-
"Do you guys not want any of this?" And then she just took it all, and I don't think any of us cared. Dale, I think you might have taken some stuff.
I took a bunch of stuff. I took
Okay, yeah.
the gloves. Because
Dale and Missy divvied it up because
Yeah.
Kevin and I didn't care.
Exactly. That's the synopsis. So anyway, go on.
Well, I like the gloves because it would be good for my Mario costume.
Yeah.
If I ever do that again.
Well, I was thinking about that too for Luigi, if I ever do Luigi, and then they were gone, and I'm like, okay,
I think I still have both of them. So I mean,
probably. Well, I have some gloves from like a uniform, so I could always.
I think
use
I
those.
bought stuff from that booth.
The one on the right.
Yeah, no, on the left. The one on the left. I think I
I was
bought
going to
some
say,
stuff.
the one on the right is the same one that we saw at Wizard World.
Hmm.
So, anyway, what you were saying, Nick?
I was saying about the Crown Championship of Cosplay.
Yep.
Where none of us were in it, but Jerry was in it with his Volus costume, and our friend Courtney from Cosplay for Us All was there in her Zero costume. And did we know anyone else?
we didn't.
Well, that guy was in it right there. That Bumblebee, he was in it.
We personally didn't know anyone else.
We
but
didn't know anyone else, but we know, and neither one of them placed.
I think my friend James, his wife Kyra, who is the hot girl, she was.
Oh
in it
yeah,
too.
she got some.
Yeah, that's
She
right.
Yeah.
placed.
You were saying
See,
something about that.
those wings were really well done.
They were. This Bumblebee dude, everyone thought he was going to win first place in the movies category.
Mhm.
And then he got, when they did it like fourth place, third place, and then it went to second place and it was him. And the crowd got really mad because, I mean, he was like dancing around and like jumping and stuff, and that costume is ridiculous and awesome.
Now we saw him
I don't even
bounding down
remember.
the aisles, and it's like you're in like a 10-foot costume. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't even remember who won first place, but I remember that guy.
Amidala, supposedly. That's what
It was Amidala. That was actually really good.
I never saw her. I saw plenty of times the Bumblebee one, and I was like, yeah. I didn't go to the costume contest because by the time I would have got
Ugh.
there. It was already
What
like
am I doing?
well, I was hungry.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't want to enter. I didn't feel like entering.
When we got to the costume contest, Josh, David, and I got up there, and they wouldn't let us in because it was at capacity, even though Jay had saved seats for us.
Oh, okay.
And like we were trying to go in, and the dude was like pushing us, and we were like, "We're already in there," and he's like, "No, it's full. You can't go in." So then Jay came and got us, so we walked by, and I gave that dude a look. Let me tell you.
Yeah, the reason I wasn't able to get there is because I was getting the book signed at the time.
Yep.
So by the time I would have got there, it would have been full. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll just walk around until the hall closes. It was fun.
The costume contest judges were pretty interesting.
Controversial.
So
for sure.
the judges tribunal consisted of Yaya Han, everyone's favorite, Ashley Eckstein, who's a voice actor who does Ahsoka on the Clone Wars. Some dude named Austin Scarlett from Project Runway, who was basically dressed like a Hunger Games commentator. Like he came out wearing like basically like Gary Oldman's get up from The Fifth Element with like peacock feathers
Jeez.
or ostrich feathers or something, and I was like, Courtney and Jerry, like the tributes from our district, is this the Hunger Games? Are they gonna start killing each other? And they did start killing each other, and it was the Hunger Games. And the other judge was some professor of like costume design or something.
I am the professor of cosplay.
He was like, I'm Professor Cosplay. But so they were sitting in the corner like with microphones, and it was like it was basically watching The View with confused cosplayers walking across the stage. Like they'd sit up there and like Austin Scarlett was like, "What am cosplay? How does contest? I don't know what this is, or how did I get here?" And Ashley Eckstein was like, "I like all these costumes, but I don't know really what's going on. I'm a voice actor. Hey." And Yaya Han redirected everything to being about her. She was like, "This is a costume. When I do costumes, love me. And then they sort of just overpowered the fourth professor. We'll call her Dr. Cosplay. And she didn't really get anything said because Yaya Han was too busy going, me.
I will have to take you at your word because I was not there. But
Yeah, so like I said, the
I
View
will
was confused
admit
cosplayers.
one of the biggest reasons I didn't enter was because I don't think the craftsmanship on my costume is good at all, and she was judging, so I'm like, there's no way I'm going to even place. It's going to be a waste of my time.
But on the other side, if she was to come out and publicly like shame you, I think most of the female population in Europe would attack her and would find her.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Well, you and I were on that fan page. I'm pretty sure we could rally an army or two.
When Jerry was up doing when they were showing Jerry's costume, they pointed out that when he talks, the little light in the Volus mouth thing lights up.
Which it doesn't.
And Austin Scarlett gets up and he's like, "Say something," and like the room goes dead quiet, and you can't hear it. And Jerry didn't know he was saying it because you can't hear in there, and also his mouth isn't actually where the Volus's mouth is because he's not a real Volus. And so like you just see on the big screen his little mouse, his mouth light flashed twice because he was swearing at the dude. But we couldn't hear him, so it was basically run by a bunch of morons. And Wendy was backstage with Courtney, because Courtney was in it. And Wendy said that there was no one from C2E2 back there. They were just like in a room. People were coming in to take pictures of them. No one was telling them where to go or what to do. They didn't have any water.
Wow.
And
I feel like it was a lot better when IGN ran it in 2011.
Yeah, even though that was like Mario, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
really.
Mario.
Well, it was very well organized. It was extremely well organized, and all of the judges there, they had their individual like sections of expertise, and it was a good panel of judges with a variety of skills. So, and everybody won something, like be it a judge's award or whatever. So there were only 11 entries. I know it was stressful to try to have to do come up with a skit, but I feel like in the long run it was a lot more fun.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. It was funny. People responded well to it.
Yeah. Well, we made Old Spice references, which were big at the time.
Yeah.
So.
We utilized that pop
Yeah,
culture.
we did. We did. So, Dale, were you trying to say something there?
Yeah, like for 3 minutes now.
Sorry.
That's fine. We can just ignore it because you already passed over it, basically.
All right. So the guy who won the costume contest altogether was the Big Daddy from BioShock 2.
Okay.
And he won the big award, and then the Hawk Girl won something, and Amidala won something, and they all had to fight. Oh, and there's a guy who was Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon, I believe,
Okay.
and he won some stuff too.
Was his costume Mingen?
It was, yes, it was.
Not to quote Gavin or anything.
Yeah. We really did stand by this wall for a long time.
We did. Eventually, Jen was like, "Well, I'm gonna walk," and then she started walking, and none of us followed. And then she turned around, and then I was like, "Oh, Jen wants to walk," and then we get stopped by photos as soon as we started moving.
I still haven't been in this video.
Yeah, I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I see how it is.
I just threw together the video that was shot.
Yeah, no, I understand. There's some editing going on.
Look at Kevin hogging the shot.
There was very, very little Thor cosplay there.
Yeah.
I think I saw a dude that was Odin.
I did see him, and then there was can't remember his name. Who did Idris Elba play?
Heimdall.
Yeah, the Guardian dude.
There was
with the
a
sword.
funny thing that happened with that is he was apparently standing in the lobby,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dale, was it me and you that when we went down? It was me and you and Josh. We walked through the lobby, and that guy was getting in the elevator. And, like, the door was closing, and he saw me, and I, like, waved to him, and he was like, "Oh, no!" And then the doors closed.
I don't remember that.
I think it was you. It was me and Josh, for sure. And Missy was Sif, so that was one other one.
David, I heard we were going to go look at Walt.
There's Dale and Jess.
How would you rank it as far as overall C2E2s you've been to?
Well, 11 is still the best.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to top that one.
This one was probably, it was better than 2012, and it was better than last year.
I can't say anything about last year, but I agree that it was better than 2012.
I don't really remember 2012's.
We only did that pose a couple times. But yeah, 2012. Yeah, I don't remember much either. I know I wore Alistair and Snake, but we have it on Facebook.
Have you worn Snake since then?
Yeah, I like redid the entire costume and wore it to Asen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then after that I wore it to Laser Tag and haven't really worn it since. So I'm due. But I think next year is going to be another Modern Warfare year. So, Mohawk Kev again.
Mohawk is the best.
I believe Jess has the camera now, so.
Oh yeah, there's Missy with her Star Trek stuff. And then there's the Strawberry Shortcake dudes.
Yeah, that's what they're from? Or are you just saying that?
No, one of them was.
Oh, okay.
There's Dustin. Game of Thrones group.
There you are.
I didn't see me.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
You're
there's
right
me.
It must be coming up a little bit later on my screen.
This is the contest, I believe. Yep.
Yeah.
After we were allowed to come inside.
You were permissed.
I don't know what we're talking about here.
You're
We're doing,
literally not saying anything. I remember seeing this clip.
We're doing like video selfie. Oh, we were
Yeah.
talking about how there was no way they'd be able to hear us.
Yeah.
We could say whatever we
The
wanted.
guy on the stage was being really loud, and Steph's like, "Yeah, you can't even hear us." So blah 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 blah. There's Space Ghost.
But Ron, selfie.
Oh yeah, Yaya Han was up on stage and she's like, "Let me take a selfie," and so she like turned and tried to take like a crowd selfie, but Ron took a selfie of himself with her doing the selfie in the background.
Oh, that's good.
Here was the Murphy's suite.
Yep. This is a pretty good room.
It's a good thing they get it because it's the best place to hang out.
And then back to, I don't know what that guy's doing with this kid. He's just running about.
My favorite was when they were talking about how those League of Legends lanyards were selling for like $30 on eBay, and then there's like an extra one hanging on that light, and Dale just casually reaches up, he just like grabs it.
I got 3 more.
Have you sold any of them, Dale?
I didn't even go unpack them, to be completely honest.
That was
I
so
should
funny.
probably try.
They're like, yeah, I heard those League of Legends lanyards are selling for $30. His eye moves and then his hand just goes up. He takes it off the thing and pockets it. I was laughing so hard. I don't even know if anyone else saw that.
No, they didn't. It was called.
I think I do remember seeing that or hearing it. I want to say I
Well,
was
you
in the
probably
room at
heard
the
it
time.
because I was laughing for
Yeah,
15
you heard it
minutes.
because you called me out on it.
So
Yeah.
that's Aaron. I met him this con, but apparently Steph knows him. So
Yeah, she was in the Bioshock group on
yeah,
Sunday.
he wound up interviewing me on Saturday. I think this is from Friday.
Yeah.
So
That camera looks like it's about to fall out. Oh, he's holding the strap.
yeah, he's got the straps. So he's pretty cool. He was a fan of Dragon Age. So
I was in the interview too.
yeah, Dale video bombed me.
Twice, 3 times.
Good.
Yep.
Like, and if you listen, we're pretty sure the cameraman's laughing because of it too.
Probably.
I'm glad that you video bombed his interview though.
Mm-hmm. Of
I
course.
was trying to get that Morrigan cosplayer to do it too.
Oh, Sam.
Sam,
I
Yeah.
photobombed so many pictures this con. Like I usually don't photobomb, but I just
I
didn't
always
care
do.
this con, and people were just taking pictures around me. So I was just making stupid faces all the time, especially when we were just hanging out over by the food court.
but if it makes you feel any better, Nick and I were photobombing any picture you were just in.
That's
Yeah,
totally
definitely.
fine. I honestly don't care.
You should.
Why should I?
I don't know.
Because we're out to get you.
Yeah. Slowly killing you from the inside.
Uh-huh.
Probably. Did you have any other things you wanted to talk about, either of you guys? Because I think we're coming up on like an hour, if we haven't
Yeah.
passed it by now.
I don't have anything. I have some stuff that I wanted to talk about that wasn't con related, but that can wait until the next podcast.
Okay. Or
Well,
you can talk about it at the end. I can end this at any time. If you want me to
Yeah.
end the video.
So
Alright.
yeah, so from this con, I met 3 new people. So I met, Catherine, I met Michelle, and I met Audrey as well. So that was interesting. Which I'm sure, those 3 might come to the Ren Fair, from what I understand. Is
Cool.
they might try to.
I'm
Now-
assuming you're not coming to the Ren Fair, Nick?
I might. I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll let you, we will bombard everything when we figure it out, so.
And you'll still get the people complaining. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. I always post whenever I'm going to be doing a convention, like as soon as I know, and then it's like just about every week or every month, depending on how long back I know. But I post all the time on like Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, like, hey, these are the days we're going. This is when I'm wearing what costume to wherever. This is kind of where we're going to be hanging out or whatever. And every time without fail, there are people who are like, I didn't know about this. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I posted it on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter multiple times.
And DeviantArt.
And DeviantArt. So
I
this
switched-
is This is Nick's costume that you didn't see in any of the video clips, but
Yeah, I was not in any video clips, so this girl was pretty cool. Sarah Foss, she did a Loki costume, and she had a little tesseract. So she was my favorite other Thor cosplayer that I found. So, and she did the Dark World Loki stuff too.
a
So.
girl cosplaying as a guy who is not trying to do a sexied up version.
Nope, it's just the Dark World costume.
Yeah, but Loki's also got all that huge fangirl base too.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, that's why to me it's not surprising.
Hey, look, people,
Here's
you
the,
might know about him. Aaron.
Here's the Odin guy.
That's pretty cool.
Careful, you'll put your eye out.
Yep. And then Missy was Sif.
Oh, and then Josh
This
is
is a Siffy or an Elfie.
an Elfie, yeah.
I was taking Elfies all day.
And then Josh is at the top with his Legolas costume.
Yeah, Josh did my face makeup as well.
Yeah.
You did. I saw
And
it.
then there's this guy.
Disco ball.
That's Jack.
He's like a vampire
Kombat.
elf disco ball. And it was
No,
pretty
that's
awesome.
Jack from Mortal Kombat.
Is it?
No.
No, I never wear that.
If he was a vampire.
It's pretty damn good, close to it, considering who he
Yeah.
was.
Alright. I just had to get a few pictures of my Malekith in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but by all means.
So I was pretty impressed with it. And I'm
Yeah,
not usually impressed by my own.
It turned out very nicely, considering you had never done a full body test prior to the con. So
This
it was
is
just
true.
kind of like, we're just going to put it all on and see what happens, and it worked. So,
It should be more legit at DragonCon, because I'll have the proper belt system, and my cape won't just be pinned on.
this is good, and hopefully my hunter stuff gets finished.
Also,
Yes.
we didn't get to see my Jane costume, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, let's find
pull
a
it up,
picture.
pull it up, pull it up.
I don't got a picture of it. What are you talking
Go on Facebook and then screen share it.
about?
Or Nick, do you want to go on his
I
Facebook and
don't
screen
think
share for
I
him?
have. There's any.
You're tagged in pictures.
I don't think so. Not from C2E2.
Yeah, I don't see any of my mouse stuff, but I'll pull up one from St. Louis that we did. Like I don't see any of our Firefly stuff from C2E2.
Alright, how do I?
But here,
There's a button on the left that says screen share. It's like the second one down. So Nick's got it screen shared right now.
alright, this was our Firefly. Yeah, this one. Our Firefly team up that we did at both St. Louis and C2E2 on Friday. We did that.
Alright, so here's mine alone.
And that was a surprise costume for Nick.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. He's like, "Hey Nick, come down here for a second." So I was like, "Okay." So I went downstairs and I was like, "Oh my God, everybody you don't even know."
Good. So I suppose we should probably wrap it up. 'Cause
Probably.
I think we're
Well-
after an hour now.
Well, basically the only two cons we have left are Wizard World and Dragon.
Dragon Con. Yep.
The plan,
yeah.
the plan for Renaissance Fair though is like July something because that's
Yeah, it starts after the 4th of July and then ends on Labor Day.
right. But they have that fantasy costume
Yeah,
contest.
so we're gonna try to get it out there then, but I don't know
Because I mean that'll probably be the day that most Dragon Age people would be
if
there.
there. Yeah, if there are gonna be some.
Reckon so.
Cool. So hopefully I have my armor done by then, but we'll see. I can always put on the stuff that's held on by a prayer right there. That I cleaned it out, guys. It's all clean now. It smells fresh.
I'm sure it does. Let's end the broadcast here.
Okay. Well, this has been the Long Con podcast. If you have
Later, chumps.
No.
Wait. If
No.
you have a question for us, like
Chumps.
Robert did, I mean, you can get, if you know me, you can get a hold of me through Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook,
know
whatever.
him, where have you?
Send a message. Otherwise, you can email us at thelongconpodcast@gmail.com and ask a question if you want.
They're like, why
we'll
didn't you
answer
let
it.
us know where you were earlier?
Yeah. Oh no.
Why aren't you going
Never
to
heard the email.
I want you to be at?
So
Chump,
And how can I contribute money?
Yes.
Yes,
Dale will
should
take
be
your
asking
money if
that.
you want to send it to him.
Well,
So, anyway, CTV2, great con, armpit sweats.
Later, chumps.